Hey everybody, I am Poet Jen Harris, and normally on a Wednesday I would be bringing a writing workshop KC to you, which actually is up and available on Patreon. But today I'm here to talk about something far more serious, and well, it's on a deadline because I need help by Friday. So the deal is that there's literally sirens going by right now. The deal is that I need to move, and I need to move pretty quickly. Yesterday, I found a really amazing apartment over off of Troost, and I got approved for the apartment, but I don't have the gigantic, enormous amount of money that it is going to cost to put a deposit down and pay the first month's rent, because I also have the overlapping issue of still having to pay rent on my current home in the transition of the move. So backtracking, I live in the heart of the crossroads. I have lived here for a very long time. I'm pretty OG status on this art scene in Kansas City at this point. But I have moved in and out of the crossroads a lot over the years, and I always come back here because this is where it all started, you know? This is where we made our art, and we used to have to trick people to come down here because it was terrifying to be down here. A lot of abandoned buildings and misfits, and I was happy to be a part of that scene. And now it's the place everybody wants to be. So I live in an apartment on the east side of the city where, I don't know, I moved over here because it was quiet, and I thought that nobody would want to be here. I really did. It's over in a factory district, and nobody's around, or nobody was around, and then all of the empty, abandoned lots that have just been here for years and not utilized for things like homeless shelters or LGBTQ centers or, you know, anything useful. They were all sold and now are becoming condos and apartments. And I would like to celebrate the progress of my city, except that the noise pollution is so tremendous. I am having a hard time sleeping, and the parking situation is ridiculous because there are no neighborhood parking passes where, like, oh, I live here, so the public shouldn't be abandoning their cars here on First Friday and coming to get them on Sunday morning. There's no respect for the artists that live in the city, and I can't take it. I can't take the construction. I can't take the floodlighting. I can't take the altercations with the drunks outside my front door. I mean, I might as well be in the fight. Like, they are so close to my actual home, and it's become too much. So, and I don't want to start any rumors at all about my living situation, but I do know that where I live now, I don't even have flooring. I have subfloor and painted subfloor, and you know, that's the price you pay for cheap rent where you can also work in a studio and be at home. But basic amenities are scarce in the life that I lead, and the property that I live on was kind of a dump. You know, it's been, sorry, somebody was spinning their tires out again in the intersection that should have stoplights but just has stop signs. Anyway, the property was a mess, and it's been a mess for a long time. I've been in this neighborhood for a long time, and all of a sudden it's been very cleaned up and made very presentable. And I've not been advised that the building is being sold, but I think that it's safe to say that I don't feel safe and comfortable with the fact that I might have a chance at longevity in this space. I just think that Kansas City is being handed off to the highest bidder, and it's very disheartening for me as somebody who has worked really hard to elevate specifically a poetry culture in this city. I don't like what we've become, but I'm sticking around, and I'm seeing it through, and I'm teaching my workshops, and I am doing my community work, and I am doing my best to be supportive of change and progress, because I do want mass public transit in this city for everybody, and I do want there to be an erasure of the East and West Troost divide. I would like for us to be a whole united city that honors and values all of the variations and differences that we have as people that make us an incredible city. And I'm on that side of progress, but I am not on the side of progress of being tortured by the chaos of construction. I can't tell you how many cranes are in my neighborhood, or how many dump trucks, or how many, just how many angry drunk men seem to be around after 5 p.m. and minimal effort to address any of the homelessness in Kansas City. As we all know, there will be funding drives for food and clothing because winter's coming, like everybody always does. But I live on the edge of the city where all of the homeless are being pushed out to. There's a homeless camp right down the street from me where basically a Meals on Wheels-esque company comes and drops off food once a week for everybody. We drop off clothes, blankets, hygiene kits there all the time. I don't take any of my leftover, or my older clothing, my blankets, whatever. I don't take those to Goodwill or the Salvation Army anymore. Not only because I don't support religious organizations, but because nobody's helping the homeless. And I'm sure there are organizations in this city that are really doing a great job helping the homeless, but the majority of the city is change, progress, which just means an influx of upper middle class white people. That's what it means. And I'm not one of those people. I am definitely white, but I am most certainly not in any way outside of the range of poverty. And I need to move. So I found this apartment. Very nice gentleman is willing to rent it to me. But I need to come up with $2,500 in the next 48 hours because I need to pay deposits and I need to have a first month's rent. And lucky for me, this is all happening 2 days before I go on tour. So I am going to post on my website, which obviously will be included in this video and in the link and in the comments and blah, blah, blah. I have come up with a tier of options that I would like to sell as packages for editing services, writing workshops, public and private. And I would like to utilize my skills in order to get some advance funding so that I can move. And hopefully, in being able to move, I will have a little bit more peace, a whole lot less stress, and we can do things like I have multiple collaborators who want to do house concerts. The new space that I'm moving into would be excellent for that. So that'll be coming to you later on down the line. There's a lot that can be done, but I can't do it in the crossroads anymore. It's not what it used to be, and it's literally driving me out. Even if I didn't have a PTSD diagnosis, I really do believe that there's only so much a person can take, and the noise and the chaos and the pandemonium of this progress has resulted in there never being any silence, and all of the traffic that from all the streets that are blocked off, and the teens specifically, all of that traffic is rerouted directly in front of my apartment. All of the fire trucks, all of the ambulances, everything is happening at the intersection in my neighborhood, in where I live, and it's so much too much. So instead of writing a long Facebook post, I thought I'd make a long video instead. But I'm going to post up what I have available and the tiers of packages that you can buy. I need $2,500 the next 48 hours. So please, please, please help me make that possible, because I need some peace in order to continue making art in this city. And I'm trying to hold on and not disappear to somewhere rural and more quiet, because I love my city. But there is a price to pay for gentrification and for progress, and peace of mind is just one of them. So I would really appreciate your help. Please take a look and see what you can do. Thanks, guys.